Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash, Season 4. So we still have just over another week of no Flash to get through, which yes, I know it's tough, but together we can get through it. And what better way to get through it than with some information or news on our episodes that will be hitting our screens in the near future. When we return to The Flash in just over a week from now, we will be watching episode 14, otherwise entitled Subject 9, where we will be dealing with another bus metahuman, the 9th bus metahuman, hence the title Subject 9. But the week after that, in episode 15, we will be getting a much different episode than what we have seen this season, a speedster team-up episode. If you obviously exclude the crossover episode for this season, as that was much different than anything we've had this season. Episode 15 of this season is entitled Enter Flashtime, which we have talked about a few times about this season already, mainly around the topics of not only just like Jesse Quick returning to the show for this season, which was the first piece of information we received, but also that Garrick would be returning, which was broken by discussing film a while back when this episode was filming. So in this video we will be going over the synopsis or description for the episode, breaking it down and what certain things could mean, as well as going over all the other information that we know going into this episode and what could come from it. But of course, before that, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on things I go over in this video and what you think, as well as being sure to drop a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it and subscribing to the channel if you are new. When a nuclear bomb detonates in downtown Central City, Barry, Jesse Quick and Jay Garrick slow down time by entering Flashtime. As everyone in the city is frozen, the three speedsters push themselves to the breaking point to save the city and everyone in it. So let's just jump straight into it, and the first part of the synopsis to go over is when a nuclear bomb detonates in downtown Central City. So only a few episodes back in episode 10 or the mid-season premiere, we had Fallout make an appearance who almost sent Central City into a nuclear meltdown of sorts, and now in this episode we have a nuclear bomb actually going off in downtown Central City, which is pretty insane. Now for those wondering who is this person or persons to have detonated this bomb, well, it wasn't DeVoe. The person who it most likely was would be Veronica Dale, aka Hyrax. So just over a month ago roughly, they released a casting description for the character of Veronica Dale, who is Hyrax from the comics, which reads as follows. An environmental activist, back when she was still sane, turned animal liberator turned domestic terrorist who's the leader of the Eden Corps, a cult-like organization that proposes to turn back the clock to a pre-industrial age. And if millions of innocent people have to die in the process, well, that's just tough. So yeah, just going by that character description, you would have to think she is the one behind this bomb going off in Central City. They didn't say she was going to be in this episode, they've just announced this character is going to be in this season. It was a while ago, it just fits in with like the filming time and stuff like that. So you would have to think this is the character that's showing up, and letting off this bomb. Now in the comics, Hyrax is actually a Green Arrow villain, but instead of trying to blow up Central City in the comics, she attempts to blow up Metropolis by, you know, just casually strapping Green Arrow to the bomb as well. So yeah, she has definitely lost all of her marbles, and definitely a girl you probably want to stay away from. The next part of the synopsis to go over is Barry, Jesse Quick and Jay Garrick slow down time by entering Flashtime. So firstly, awesome to have Jesse and Jay back for the first time this season. Yeah, I know Jesse was, you know, technically in that weird breakup hologram cube thing, but come on, let's not count that. But it is understandable why this is the first time these two characters are showing up this season, mainly due to the fact that this season doesn't really revolve around speed or anything like that. It is interesting that neither of these two showed up during Barry's time in prison though, just to lend a hand on Earth 1, but they could explain that in this episode. Maybe Earth 2 and Earth 3 as well were dealing with massive threats, might I say, of their own. It will also be interesting to see how Jesse and Harry get on if we do see that. They did state in recent episodes that Harry had been over to Earth 2 just to spend some quick time with Jesse, no pun intended there. But obviously earlier this season we learned that Harry had essentially been kicked off the Earth 2 version of Team Flash that Jesse had organised, and she has like her own younger crew over there. So there could still be some drama carrying over from that into this episode. In regards to Flashtime and what it is, I guess the easiest way to describe it is comparing it to what we saw in the mid-season premiere of this season when we saw Barry talking to Iris while everyone around them stood still. At least that's my interpretation of what Flashtime could be in this episode. So we would just be seeing our three speedsters, you know, moving normally around, like possibly just walking, but with everything else around them, might I say, just standing completely still and moving at like a ridiculously slow pace. So a minute in the speedster time is like a millisecond for ours. which if you think about it, should be pretty damn interesting to watch visually. Like, I'm very excited to see how it looks on screen. Obviously, they could mean something else entirely with Flashtime, but I think that is most likely what they will go for, but we will have to wait and see to be 100% sure, I guess, when this episode actually airs. And the last part of the synopsis is, as everyone in the city is frozen, the three speedsters push themselves to the breaking point to save the city and everyone in it. So the only thing I really want to focus on from this part is around the speedsters actually pushing themselves to a possible breaking point in order to save the city. So what is this breaking point? My guess would be just the fact that they are pushing their powers to the limits in order to be in this flash time. Also, seeing that the nuclear bomb has already gone off at this stage, we could see something similar to what we saw in episode 10 when Barry had to contain all that radioactive material from Fallout. But seeing that there are three speedsters this time and not just the one, they might deal with it a bit easier, you would think at least, so there won't be any risk of someone dying, at least too much risk like we saw with Barry where, he was about to die before Cisco breached all that radioactive material elsewhere, so it might be a bit easier for them to deal with it. Now, in the episode after this one, so this is episode 15, so in episode 16, yes, I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, hey, we're jumping too far ahead here, Pagey, mate. Well, episode 16 is actually called Run Iris Run, and it is the episode where we will be getting, that speedster version of Iris West, or possible speedster version of Iris West, might I say. So, in this episode, they could set that up. So whatever happens in episode 16 and how Iris gets, speed and starts running around and stuff, they could set it up at the end of this episode. Maybe Flashtime has something to do with it. Maybe because of that thing in episode 10 when Barry brought her into that sort of speed bubble, if you want to call it. So Barry could talk to her with everyone else frozen. Maybe that might have a side effect, or if you want to call it that, or a long-lasting effect that, activates itself at the end of episode 15 due to, Jesse, Jay, and Barry entering Flashtime. We'll have to wait and see though, but it is important to remember that that episode is right after this one, so we could get some lead on from episode 15, this episode into that, Speedster Iris episode, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, leading into this episode, Reverse Flash was actually rumored to be in this episode. Now, we haven't heard nothing about this since that first news broke. Matt Letcher, who plays the real Earbud Thorn, if you want to call it, denied that he would be returning. He was in Vancouver, funnily enough, around the time of this filming for this episode, but he wasn't filming Flash. So, make of that what you will. Maybe he's trying to keep it a secret, but yeah, it hasn't been confirmed nor denied that Reverse Flash is in this episode. But if it isn't Matt Letcher playing that, that real version of Earbud Thorn as the Reverse Flash, we could see Wellsabard maybe pop up again. We're getting speedsters, like Flashtime, we might get Reverse Flash or something like that. Who knows what they're going to do. But in regards to Reverse Flash showing up, don't expect it to happen, but also don't be surprised if he does show up, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just thought I'd make that clear because I did do a video on it, about a month ago or something, so I thought I'd just bring it back up again and let you guys know, the status of his appearance. Not confirmed, not denied, but just don't be surprised if he does show up. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions. Are you excited about this episode? What do you think the breaking point could possibly be for our three speedsters? And what is your interpretation on Flashtime? Do you think it is what I said it was, just maybe all of them, like what we saw with Barry and Iris in episode 10, something similar to that? Just let me know what you think of that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.